I'm Jimmy Holderfield. I want to be your next sheriff. It takes more than a great police officer to run an entire department. A $400 million budget, 3,200 employees, and vast resources. Put my 35 years of experience, the most of any candidate, to work for you. There are 7 of us in this race. Make no mistake, all are great guys and claim to have the experience to run the department. However, the facts are, in addition to me working up through the ranks to the number 3 spot in the department, I'm the only candidate with leadership experience in corrections, enforcement and patrol, along with human resources, in addition to a number of other areas. I'm the only candidate to have graduated from both the FBI National Academy and Leadership Jacksonville. Only candidate to have served as president 4 times on the board of directors of a credit union. Only candidate versed in collective bargaining from both the management and the employee side of the table. Public service includes chairperson of the Jacksonville Ethics Commission, CEO of Morocco Shriners, board of directors, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and the Rotary. Put all of this together and bring the right leadership, the right experience, and the right perspective to get the job done. That's why I have the support of our first responders, both police and fire, because they know what it takes to keep you safe. It's about connecting, protecting, and serving. Visit saferjacks.com for more information. Vote for me, Jimmy Holderfield, to get the job done.
Director Holderfield, what steps would you take to avoid a replay of Ferguson, Missouri and Jacksonville?
Police officers are human and will sometimes make mistakes. How the public reacts depends upon the relationship with the department. Law enforcement departments around our nation protect and serve, but many miss the connection element as their cities have grown. Departments recognize the importance of keeping up with technology, but often overlook keeping pace with the growing communities they are sworn to protect and serve. This is why my campaign slogan is Connect, Protect, and Serve. The connection piece goes well beyond the citizens and involves many aspects of the community. Our city leaders, neighbors, surrounding agencies, and within the JSO itself. The connection with the citizens is the top, because if community trust is lacking, it is much harder to get the job done, and it can lead to situations like Ferguson, Missouri. Let's do a better job connecting, protecting, and serving. It makes for smarter policing, and we avoid situations like Ferguson.
Director Holderfield, what would you do to make the illegal drug trade in Jacksonville really tough?
We need to make the drug dealers and the drug trafficking as uncomfortable as possible using all legal and legitimate means that we have. I have the experience as a former zone chief, and I know how to use the various resources to get this job done.
Director Holderfield, terrorist training for local law enforcement coming from the federal government may be politically correct and not adequately train officers to identify and halt terrorist activity. What changes in law enforcement training would you make?
Being politically correct is not my concern. Protecting the citizens of Jacksonville against acts of terror is. I have already began a comprehensive search on those experts in our area that can help educate and train our law enforcement workforce to combat any terrorist acts. The key is training our men and women to identify terrorist activity and how to combat that.
Director Holderfield, briefly describe what you propose that will provide additional protection for Jacksonville from acts of terrorism.
As I've previously stated, protecting the citizens of Jacksonville against terrorist acts is a top priority. To accomplish this, education and training of not only our local law enforcement officers, but our citizens as well must be done. Connecting with our local law enforcement agencies surrounding the First Coast area, as well as our state and federal law enforcement partners, is a key to preventing any type of terrorist activity here in Jacksonville.
Question number 5. Director Holderfield, what changes would you make in the Sheriff's Department and why?
Several changes. Number 1, a restructuring plan on seeing a top-down restructuring, including but not limited to positions and personnel. For example, positions, the number of appointed staff versus rank and file officers. The department needs to be efficiently staffed in a way that allows the JSO to better connect and protect and serve its citizenry. This requires a better allocation of available resources, more officers in the community versus brass in the office. That's because a police presence is important, not only when there is something going on in your neighborhood. We simply are too top-heavy. Personnel, ensuring the right person, qualifications and merit, fills a position that has been deemed necessary. The right person in each job helps us operate more efficiently and effectively, but it also promotes morale within the department. Officers see fairness and respect the decisions made. The right personnel includes greater diversity because a police agency must reflect the community which it protects. This means seeking and having qualified persons of all backgrounds on staff. But equally important is key leadership roles as well. Diversity is also critical. In an earlier response, I talked about personnel. Ensuring the right person, qualifications and merit, fills the position that has been deemed necessary. I also mentioned the right personnel includes greater diversity. It is critical for a department to have diversity and reflect the community. It's there to serve. This means actively recruiting and retaining quality talent. Compare our Holderfield campaign team to the others. And not only will you see the numbers, but the diversity that we bring and the natural connection we have with our community. Our strength is in our diversity. We invite you to visit our Facebook page, Jimmy Holderfield for Sheriff 2015, to see for yourself. Transparency is also important. Through an improved connection, diversity, and transparency, citizens are more apt to trust law enforcement because there is a great sense of community versus us and them. These are just a few areas. Simply put, 35 years of knowledge and hands-on experience, the most of all candidates from working my way up through the ranks, that allows for this critical analysis to avoid unnecessary barriers, obstacles, and inefficiencies that hinder our ability to connect, protect, and serve the citizens of Jacksonville.
Director Holderfield, would you enforce legislation or executive order to limit the Second Amendment or change existing procedures, and why?
No. I believe in the Second Amendment. I am proud to have the endorsements from both the NRA and the Florida Right to Carry. Simply put, crimes are not committed by law-abiding citizens. We need better enforcement to address the illegal activity in our community. Thank you for taking the time to educate yourself about this important race. It's your tax dollars and your safety. Use your common sense and take the time to probe each candidate's background, not just what they say, but look to the ranks and positions held for a true picture as to their opportunity to have managed money, people, and resources. If you do, you see I am uniquely qualified to be your sheriff. I'm Jimmy Holderfield, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.